Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Get a cup of coffee, everybody, and just calm down. And a disclaimer, some of the content and information of this video is for entertainment only. All right, so now there's some powerful things that are happening right now in the world I got to get to. First, let me put a shout out, if I could, for My Primal Life. That's right, myprimal.life/Paul. If you click on that link below. Guys, what if I told you it's not just cholesterol that's clogging your arteries anymore? No. Researchers and heart surgeons recently found something that's shocking. Microplastics, tiny little particles from everyday items, were discovered in 58% of the people who have arteries that have plaque in it. And here's the scary part. Those with microplastics in their arteries had a 4.5 times higher risk of a heart attack. What? Stroke? No. And even death. Think about that. These particles are everywhere. They're in your food, your water, even things you touch every day, like your phone or even the steering wheel. It could be one of the hidden reasons why heart disease just keeps rising. Now, sure, there's talk in Washington, of course, about cracking down. But when the plastic industry is worth over $1 trillion, that's not going to happen. Change isn't coming anytime soon. So the real question is, what can you do right now? Well, there are a few simple things, natural ways to help support healthy blood pressure and keep your arteries clear, including a simple drink that's been shown to lower the blood pressure, a fast-acting stress technique, and even a unique tea that's helping people see real results fast. I put everything into a short video so that you can see exactly how it works. So right now, just go to myprimal.life/Paul to watch it. Click on that link below. Go to myprimal.life/Paul. It could be one of the simplest ways to take control of your blood pressure starting today. Yeah, this is really good, okay? This is really good. You know, I've already had a heart attack when I was 27, and I had a stroke in 2019, 7 years ago. So I would have been 57, okay? I had a first cousin that died of a massive heart attack at the age of 23. Unbelievable. Some of this is hereditary, but also some of this is the food we've been eating and the water we've been drinking, all those plastic bottles. That's why I like to have coffee in a cup like this. You can get this cup at my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. It's the Are You Serious Boulevard cup. Jesus saves. I want to meet you there one day on the corner of Mercy and Grace. Well, I got to put you on a high alert right now, guys. We got some stuff that's happening that I think is huge. High alert. Big time. High alert. Even though we're going into this Feast of Pentecost season, we got a high alert situation right now in Russia. Vladimir boot-scooting, nuke and shooting Putin may be in a situation of a coup. He is, as I reported last night on one of my videos yesterday, that he's been hiding in a bunker. Well, we're finding out that there is a possible coup in process. Could this man overthrow Putin is the question. The war chief who joined Putin on those fishing trips, bare-chested, back in the day. Now, he could be the biggest threat to overthrow Putin. The shot of Putin's leader with then Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu was published back in 2024. The two of them bare-chested out on the lake fishing. Just 2 years later, Putin's hunting pal, fishing pal, and warmonger is rumored to be at the center of a plot to topple the Russian tyrant. Shoigu's tenure dates back to 1991 when the former construction manager became head of the emergencies ministry. By 2012, he was appointed defense minister despite never having served in the military. But Putin trusted him to transform Russia's war machine into one of the world's most powerful fighting entities. Shoigu revealed in the glory, smiling in the camera as he was pictured beside Putin on hunting and fishing trips. And when Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine in 2022, an emboldened Shoigu reportedly promised Putin he would take Kiev in 3 days. But he failed, of course. It has been over 4.5 years. He's never delivered. And Russia's meat grinder war has swallowed up endless soldiers and defense budgets. Shoigu was then fired in May of 2024 as the defense minister 2 years ago. He was then installed as the secretary of the Kremlin's Security Council. Okay. Now, a leaked report from the European Intelligence Agency has linked the senior official to the risk of a coup. The report notes that the former defense minister's continued and significant influence over military high command, even though he's no longer in that position for 2 years. Since the beginning of March of this year, the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin himself has been concerned about potential leaks of sensitive information, as well as the risk of a plot or a coup attempt targeting the Russian president. He is particularly wary of the use of drones for a possible assassination attempt by members of the Russian political elite. Guys, this is getting very serious now. Putin has been in the bunker. He's been deep in the bunker, and he keeps moving to different bunkers through underground tunnels, miles apart between palaces even, and railways. I mean, this is getting very serious. Putin is getting very concerned about his own safety and for his life. The nation of Russia is absolutely fed up with this war. They've lost way too many of their citizens in the war. They're going broke as a country. Yeah, it's crippled them, and they're no longer on the world stage. They don't represent their country at the G7 or the G20. They've been isolated, and they're becoming more and more isolated with their connection with Iran. But we know that Russia will remain in concert, if you will, with the Iranians and Turkey. If you read Ezekiel 38, there's no getting out of this. But let me just go on, because this is getting very serious here. What we're finding out is he's really worried about the drones, that these killer drones could be used to kill him. Shoigu was first tied to a coup fears last month when his former deputy, Russian Tazov, was arrested over suspicion of corruption. Remember him? He's the former deputy. Then the arrest was considered a breach of the tactic protection agreements among the elites. And it has exposed Shoigu's weaknesses, increasing the likelihood that he himself could become the target of a judicial investigation. It comes after internet outages swept Moscow last month, after Putin pushed through laws to allow the paralysis of mobile, broadband, and landlines and any other means of communication. This is the same thing that the Iranians have done, internet blackout on their people. Putin has been doing it periodically as well. And last month he did it. The siege was particularly focused around key security and military facilities. Now also, a channel called VC Channel K OGPU, which has links to the secret services, cited a source saying that restrictions suspiciously coincide with the launch of an investigation into the closest people in Shoigu himself. The source claims that the internet block included several different headquarters of the FSB security service. the Russian Presidential Administration, the Security Council, and the Moscow City VIP Skyscraper District. Special Forces units of the Ministry of Defense and the FSB, which used to be the KGB, which, of course, Putin he ran the KGB. He was an ex-KGB officer, have also reportedly blocking citizens and high government elites access to the internet periodically. Insiders previously are saying that Putin's closest allies are ready to kick the tyrant out in a bid to save their own wealth. They're afraid, these are the big oligarchs. They're afraid Putin's going to rob them blind or have them thrown in jail and take their money because Russia's financially absolutely strapped because of the war. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has seen the country's defense costs skyrocket, hitting 15 trillion rubles. Of food prices have spiked by 18.6% inflation in the last 2 years. And at the same time, the war has reached a deadlock, going nowhere because of the supply of high-tech weaponry given to Ukraine by the United States and by NATO. Now, some 1.2 million Russian soldiers have already been killed. Many of them were Russian citizens. Some were from other countries like North Korea, Somalia, Nigeria, different countries who have sent soldiers there to fight and get killed. But 1.2 million Russian soldiers have been killed, wounded, or missing since Vladimir Putin ordered this invasion of Ukraine 4 years ago. Now, an extraordinary surge of pessimism about the Russia's war in Ukraine has engulfed hardline Putin supporters as they become increasingly disillusioned with their leader. As fears of a coup take hold, paranoid Vladimir boot-scooting, nuke-and-shooting, tootin' Putin has retreated to an underground unit, ramped up security, deep, 7 stories deep in a bunker. According to leaked dossier, cooks and bodyguards and photographers working near Putin have been banned from using their mobile phones or taking any public transport. They're not even allowed to leave and go home or call home to their families. Visits to the Russian president now require 2 levels of screening and a full body search, full cavity search. Are you serious? Putin is said to be hiding in this billion-dollar cliff-top palace equipped with multiple underground floors and tunnel systems. The intelligence report released to the Financial Times comes in growing crisis surrounding the Kremlin in Moscow. Russia's making limited territorial gains on the front line while resurgence in the Ukrainian drone strikes are reaching deep inside of Russia. And on Sunday, a drone hit a high-rise apartment complex in the upscale neighborhoods of western central Moscow. In response, Putin has been forced to scale back Russia's Victory Day parade because it's not safe, which, of course, is due to take place this May the 9th, in just a few days, in Moscow's Red Square. Putin is not expected to attend. Are you serious? This thing is falling apart. The wheels are coming off. The pressure is building. And you got to know that the CIA is involved in the secret plot to help assassinate Vladimir Putin and to overthrow his current regime. We are really getting into some deep water. It is a high alert situation building right now. Now, also, let me see if I can find this. Also, according to other reports citing European intelligence about Sergei Shoigu, the former defense minister and current secretary of Security Council, is considered a potential threat for sure. He's also known as a destabilizing actor associated with coup risk in 2026. While Shoigu retains significant influence among the military elite, experts are differing now on whether he has the power or the support to successfully overthrow Vladimir Putin, with many viewing that 2024 demotion by Putin as a reduction of his power. But coup fears are there. A coup on Putin would be huge. In early May of 2026, the intelligence are suggesting high alert. And that's what I want you to know. Russia's, the information we're getting is it is high alert for a serious coup attempt in the Kremlin regarding potential assassination or coup attempts from the elite oligarchs working with high-ranking level military, specifically Shoigu. Now, shifted power dynamics, of course, did happen, but I don't think it matters. The guy that replaced Shoigu is not able to make the war any better either. And Putin is in a bunker deep, scared to death to even work and deal with his own key cabinet members. He has not been in Moscow for over 3 months. They haven't seen him in Moscow. He hasn't been at the Kremlin. He's hiding in the bunkers. It's reminded me of Adolf Hitler in a way. When you study the war of World War II, you'll know that Hitler had to leave Berlin and spent a lot of time in that mansion that he had way up in the mountains, deep in the wilderness there in Germany, and it had underground bunkers for his protection. There's rare footage of him coming up sometimes and standing up on the balcony, which was really like a veranda balcony overlooking the mountainsides of Germany. He never went back to Berlin for over 9 months during the war because he was afraid of being assassinated by his own people. Matter of fact, there were 41 assassination attempts on Adolf Hitler. All of them failed. One of them did explode and did injure him, but he survived. Now, Hitler finally decided when he saw that the Americans were closing in, decided to go back to Berlin and get into an underground bunker there in Berlin and wait for the inevitable. He decided to go down with the ship, apparently. But this is, you have to wonder, is Putin going to survive his nation's? If he stops the war, he loses. It means he lost. If he can't afford to have the world see him as weak. If he keeps fighting and can't win the war, then he's lost because his nation is going to overthrow him. And trust me, this conversation is going on. And there are some military personnel in Russia who are being executed for it or thrown deep into prison. Anybody politically tries to rise up, you see what happened to Navalny. You end up sick, poisoned, and dying in Siberia. So no, it's not. This is a dangerous time. It's a high alert, okay? And we're going to keep praying for peace in the Middle East. We're coming into the Pentecost season. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be one of the most powerful and most prophetic and most prosperous Pentecost seasons ever. And God is preparing the bride right now for the exchange of the wealth of the wicked to be transferred to the righteous. Why? Because of the end time harvest revival. The body of Christ must be in position to bring about the greatest move of God ever. And individual Christians need to know about the 7 levels of the Pentecost offering. I'm going to teach on it, and I'm going to share it with you. So be prepared for that. That's coming sometime probably today, okay? I've been working on the teaching. I want to make sure that I've got everything prepared for it. I'm going to be back, but wait a minute. I just remembered something, that we're living in a time that the Bible said would come. We really are. And I don't think people realize just how close we are to the coming of the Lord, to the coming of Jesus Christ. And if you think about Putin for a minute, how is he going to survive this? Now, for a long time, I thought he was going to inch his way in, but it's a stalemate. Zelensky's been able to get enough drones, and these drones have really put an ability to shoot down Putin's missiles. And even though Russia's done significant damage to Ukraine. Now, oh, by the way, while this is going on, we also have to have high alert in the Middle East right now, because right now the Iranians have fired on not only the South Korean ships, but have been firing on other cargo ships in the Strait of Hormuz this morning. The United States has blown 6 of the Iranian gunboats out of the water, and President Trump is meeting with some of his high military officials because of the situation that's developing right now in the Middle East. Trump is threatening to blow the Iranians completely off the face of the earth. This is getting to be very, very serious right now. And I'm getting a call right now. And so I'm going to have to take that. So I'll be right back after this song and give you more, okay? I will be right back.
Welcome to Eden.
Did you know the...
Let me see. It's just unbelievable where we're at right now. The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground. But I will fear none of those things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise, the thunder pounds, the wheels of war are going round. And all the walls are crumbling. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. The wind will blow, the rain can pour, the deluge break, the tempest roars. But in that storm, my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. Now on that day, you call for me. Someday when time no more shall be, and I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. one time, no more shall be. Well, I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. You know what? During these times of great distress, people need to know that Psalms 91 is still the most powerful, one of the most powerful chapters in the Bible. In a time with war, in a time with disease, in a time of economic downturn and plagues and persecution, folks, it's good to know that you can be divinely protected, and you got to believe it, first of all. And if you believe it and you read it and you pray it, it will happen. I can tell you, we really prayed before we went to India this year. I mean, the first 2 times I went to India to hold crusades, I got deathly ill. The first time I went, I got cholera. The second time I went, I got hepatitis A. Okay. The third time this year, we prayed and prayed, and I asked you guys to pray. And Israel Hall went with me, and Heidi went with me. We all prayed to keep us healthy, Lord. And this was a much longer trip. And yet we did not get sick. None of us did at all. And we prayed for way more people. You know, my first 2 times I went, the first time I went, I held a crusade of 3,000, 3 days, 3,000 people each day, same location. The second time I went, I preached to 4,000 in one location. This time I went, I preached to around 22 to 24,000 people in 5 different locations. And it wasn't just me. I was preaching, Heidi was preaching, and Israel Hall was preaching. And we prayed. I personally laid hands on about 5,000 people who were very sick with all kinds of different stuff. Israel probably prayed for a couple thousand, so did Heidi. All of us laying hands and praying for people. A lot of people came that were sick. These were called healing festivals because in India, you can't call it a revival crusade. That's considered proselyting, and that's not legal. So we called it healing festivals. Of course, I preached the gospel of Christ, and thousands were saved. But also we prayed. Now, when you lay hands on that many people in a country where there's a lot of different diseases and plagues and all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's everything there, okay? You really, so we prayed. And let me just read the scripture to you, what we prayed. Psalms 91 says this, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence or diseases. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. And with long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. In other words, I will exalt his name and show the world what Christ has done for us. Anyway, we prayed, we fasted and prayed and asked God to divinely protect us, not only from all the plagues and diseases, but also from any enemy attacks that could come upon us. Because, of course, when you're in Odisha, India, which is the poorest of the 38 states of India, and when you're there, it's not just the disease factor that you got to deal with, but it's the threat against you by some of the radical Hindus who kill pastors and kill missionaries from time to time. And so you have to kind of be aware of that, okay? But God protected us. And so we praise God for that. We now have 330 pastors in India that are preaching the gospel under our ministry. We have Pastor Sammy Naik, who preaches in crusades and revivals all over the entire nation and is being elevated by the hand of God, no doubt about it. Also, don't forget, we also built 3 churches last year in India. We're building more this year because of your support and your help. Also, we built a church last year in Pakistan. Thank God for your help. We also are supporting a orphanage of children at a Christian orphanage that we really are the main givers, the main supporters of it. We pay the rent on the facility every month, as well as send extra funds for food for the children. That started out with 38 kids, and we now have 63 kids there. So because of our commitments to spreading the gospel around the world, God is blessing this online church. And so as we go into the Feast of Pentecost, I want you to prepare yourself for the 7 levels of the blessing, the 7 levels. And the number 7 is huge when you talk about the Pentecost offering, because you have to understand from the Feast of the Passover, from the Feast of the First Fruits, it's called, from the Passover till Pentecost is 7 weeks, okay? 50 days. You have 7 weeks and 1 day. That is when is the Feast of Pentecost. It is also representing also the Jubilee. The Jubilee every 50 years, of course, is the Jubilee year. 7 also is the number of years of the Shemitah, that is another powerful number in God's calendar. So we're in this, coming up upon this Pentecost thing. Now there's 7, just real quick, I'll teach on this later, but there's 7, God has 7 feasts that he has ordained in the Old Testament Torah of the Bible. Of course, Hanukkah came later as number 8, but 7 was ordained by God, 7 feasts. There is 7 weeks leading up to Pentecost. That's why it's called sometimes the Feast of the Weeks. And there are 7 different fruit or harvest, that 7 layers in the beautiful basket. It's an offering that you would bring before the Lord. It has 7 layers in it. Those layers are made up of wheat, then barley, grapes, usually in the form of wine, like a bottle of wine, figs, pomegranates, olives, usually in the form of olive oil, bottle of olive oil, and dates, usually in a small bottle of honey made from the dates, okay? You don't have to be those, but these are the 7: wheat, barley, grapes, figs, pomegranates, olives, and dates. So there's 7 levels in the beautiful basket. There's 7 weeks from Passover to Pentecost, and there is 7 also gifts of the Spirit that are represented in the Feast of Pentecost. Remember, the Feast of Pentecost is the celebration of the giving and the receiving of the Torah, okay? the giving and the receiving of the Torah. So we're so excited about that, what God is doing. And so we're just excited about what God is doing in our lives, okay? God bless you, Finding Ark. Appreciate that greatly. So right now, I just want you to stay focused and get ready, because we'll be back with more amazing information in these end times. God bless you so much. Are you serious?